Matt, I want to ask you a question about what's known as a rug pull scam or pull the rug scam. There are these decentralized finance scams where cryptocurrencies are exchanged directly without gatekeepers, so without a platform. So this has created some opportunities for what's known as the pull the rug scam or rug pull scam. Can you tell me how that works and what people should be aware of?
Sure. So rug pull scams typically happen on decentralized exchange platforms, or DEXs, as they're sometimes called. Decentralized finance has opened up a whole new world for people. You can transact, you can engage in borrowing and lending transactions directly peer-to-peer with no third-party intermediary. But what it's created is an environment that a lot of scammers are taking advantage of. So on a decentralized exchange, there'll be a liquidity pool. And so the scammers will pump up a lesser known token. And they'll, in order to participate and get access to the token, you have to deposit, Ethereum or Bitcoin or Ether or Bitcoin, like a more well-known crypto. And then enough investors do this. And then at that point, when there's enough Ethereum or Bitcoin in the pool, the scammers will pull out the Ethereum or Bitcoin, which effectively drives the price of the lesser known token to zero. So investors are stuck with this worthless token that they can't sell for consideration on the open market.
So sort of like the rug's been pulled out from beneath them, I guess is where it's...
Rug's being pulled out. It's a liquidity pool. There are two tokens. The token that's valuable is being pulled out, leaving a worthless token. And it's almost exclusively happening on these DEXs or decentralized exchanges.
So Gavin, I want to ask you about a different type of scam that we've heard about. It's called the cloud mining scam. Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, sure. And I guess the best place to start with that is that the miners themselves are, in the context of cryptocurrencies, are taking the place of banks. So cryptocurrencies are decentralized by nature, which means miners perform verification checks instead of what banks would do in the normal financial system. The action of cryptocurrency mining needs to be done at scale, on a large scale, to make it viable. So what a lot of people will do is enter into cloud mining arrangements where they operate as part of a collective. This particular scam then effectively encourages people to make a down payment. In return for that down payment, they receive the promise of mining rewards, which then fail to materialize. And obviously your down payment is then kept by the person who is supposedly running this community cloud mining activity.
So Chantal, I want to ask you about another thing. We're talking mostly about investment scams here, but one of the ways people kind of get defrauded with cryptocurrency is that they can have their digital wallets holding their digital assets hacked. What can you tell me about these hacking risks and how people might be able to get into a wallet, for example, using phishing?
Phishing emails in general, the goal of them is to get your personal information. And with any phishing email, there's a risk that there's going to be an embedded malware, a Trojan horse, etc. So if that's going to be on your system and you have a wallet on your computer or on your device, so your phone, yes, it is possible that someone could get your private key. Now, when you have a hot wallet, so if it's not a cold storage wallet or a paper wallet, you are going to need to always protect your seed phrase and your private key and never give that to anyone. And also in a lot of these frauds, what the scammers are doing is they're coaching you to download a wallet on your device and they're going to gain remote access. So one of the primary things, if you are trying to get into investing, is never, ever, ever let anyone have remote access to your system to coach into getting a wallet on your system. Never provide your seed phrase to anyone when you're downloading a wallet. That is private information. It's a 12 to 14 word password, and never provide your private key to anyone. So those are very critical things. And obviously get your computer checked and report to as many people as possible if you find yourself in these situations, as well as the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre and police. Please, it's very important.
Yeah, that's one question. You've only got about 30 seconds, Chantal, but if someone does get hacked, is there any recourse for them to get their assets back?
That's a very interesting question. So again, it's borderless, so funds can be sent very quickly all over the place, right? So if it's like unlikely if they're sent out, right? Because cryptocurrency is very difficult to trace. It is extraordinarily difficult to trace. However, if they report it very quickly to local police, it is possible for us to do court orders, production orders. Does not guarantee anything for getting money back.